Good evening, everyone, and happy Independence Day to Nigeria and Nigerians. My sincere hope is that it's going to be a true Independence Day from, Western control and manipulation. But I've got more pressing needs because àwọn àgbà sọ pé ohun tó ń dunni òun ló ń pọ̀ lọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀ ni. I've got more pressing needs, and it's based on this that I've come to the public fora, even though I'm not a purveyor of social media drama, but I believe in freedom to express myself. And it's upon this platform that I'm beckoning on the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, PresidentBolaAhmedTinubu, to prevail upon SenatorTokunboAfikuyomi to pay me my money. Before I start, I would like to appreciate God Almighty for being my God. I would like to appreciate God for the salvation of my soul, but for the salvation of my soul, I don't know what the likes of Senator TokunboAfikuyomi would have used me to do because I'm a woman. They say women have more control or women have more independence in Western civilization, but it's all a fluke. It's all faux pas. It's all lies. Women are being used for sexual escapades, not even for their own self-determination, not even based on what they know. So now I'm coming to the public fora to plead with the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, because while Senator TokunboAfikuyomi was trying to communicate with me and get my attention, he did, bring in the picture of then Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because I knew Senator TokunboAfikuyomi since 2020. He was the one who was contacting me. I never for once, not for once, all through our conversation did I contact him, except for when I'm requesting for my money. And I've requested for my money for, in fact, I can't count how many times. I've sent my bank account to him at least about 20 times. 2 optional bank accounts. If I have to copy that, just so much, then the chats are just innumerable. Yet, this Senator TokunboAfikuyomi has not paid me my money. And I'm mentioning his name because he has this propensity to lie. He will lie to the extent that I myself will be confused. So now I'm fed up because I need to pay my rent today. It's about 6 p.m. right now. I've not paid my rent. Nobody cares about how I'm surviving and things like that. And I have to collect my money from this man. So these are the facts. I'm going to be bringing up the video, all other evidences to corroborate everything I'm saying. Because I don't, lot of politicians, I don't go beyond myself, beyond my capability with the elite, with politicians, with the establishment, with the deep state. But I think Senator TokunboAfikuyomi is working with the establishment and the deep state, whether of the United Kingdom and or with Nigeria, to frustrate my life. Because he made some words, he made some utterances that made me suspect that this sounds like somebody who is working with the establishment and the deep state in the United Kingdom. The last time I saw him in person, that was this year, July 31st, when I wore this net-like top, making 2 videos. So how did I get to know Senator TokunboAfikuyomi? Except that Senator TokunboAfikuyomi is an exception to the general rule of Yoruba ethos and ethics. Irú àgbà Senator TokunboAfikuyomi ọmọ wa lọ́jà báyìí orí ọmọ tuntun dẹ̀ máa wọ́. In fact, tó bá wà possible, ayé ọmọ tuntun yẹn máa bàjẹ́ ni. If tó máa fi dídà àwọn Senator TokunboAfikuyomi. If Senator TokunboAfikuyomi had been the first politician I ever knew, I would say maybe this is how all senators or all politicians behave. But I've had experiences with other politicians before. Not once have I had this awful experience. Not once. How did I get to know Senator TokunboAfikuyomi? I was a course rep to one useless university in the United Kingdom where I pursued my second master's. I say useless because right from that university, I was traumatized. I was physically verbally attacked, verbally abused, stalked. And if you think stalking is just something minimal, you need to know what it entails. Because while I was stalked from September, October 2019, even to date, by 2021, the stalking went even to my apartment, that they even stalked me, videoing my nakedness. At other times, they will even rev vehicles at me. The fact that somebody is stalking me with a Lamborghini does not make their actions legitimate, whether or not they are Caucasians. The fact that they are Caucasians does not make their actions legitimate. The fact that they are men does not legitimize their evil actions. So when somebody is complaining about stalking, we know what it is. Verbally, I was being abused right from that evil university. Unworthy to be called a university, a traumatizing, unethical, unprofessional university. That was where SenatorTokunboAfikuyomi knew me. I was a course rep then, and ideally as a course rep, people are going to contact me. Okay, so how did Senator Tokunbo, how did I get to know him? Somebody, in hindsight now, I can see that it was all a kind of a connivance, collusion, and something to entrap me. Because the person who asked me to add Senator TokunboAfikuyomi into the WhatsApp group is not even an LLM student. He was an LPC student of that same university. LPC means those who want to become practicing lawyers in this country. So, but I didn't bother asking him anyway because they were both Nigerians. The name of the man is Yomi Oba. For the purpose of this video, I'll say Mr. Yomi Oba. So he asked me to add Senator Tokunbo. He just said Senator Tokunbo. So I asked him, is it the same Senator TokunboAfikuyomi? He said yes. So I added him without even chatting, private chatting the senator. Because mi o koja ye mi. Àwọn Yorùbá sọ pé àwọn àgbàlagbà sọ pé ojúlówó ohun tó yónú. I know myself. I know I'm a Christian and I know what it entails to be a Christian. It is not just by mouth. It is not just by mouth that you become a Christian. It is not easy to become a Christian except for the grace of God, except for the power of God upholding one. So that's the reason I don't go beyond my bounds. When he said I should add him, I added him into the WhatsApp group, into the law student WhatsApp group of the LLM, and that was it. And he was not the first person I ever added, but he started private chatting me from day one of being added. That's, April 10th, 2020. He started private chatting me from April 10, 2020. And I'm specifically mentioning the surname of this senator because he's good at lying. He has lied that he never gave me assignment. He has lied that he never did his academic session. He has lied that he never sent me money by proxy. He has lied to the extent that I became confused. Are you saying you did not ask me to do your work for you? That's why I'm specifically mentioning his name. So Nigerians should please help me, whoever is able to talk to him, because I've tried all my best to be able to, not to do this video, but it appears I have to do this video. So the senator contacted me on April 10, and I have to be polite. I'm a Yoruba lady, and I'm a Christian. I have to respond to him officially also in my capacity. That same April 10, 2020, he started requesting me to do academic work for him. Okay, he presented his assignment, and because he had already done, the assignment, at least that shows that at least he had done something, so he wanted me to help him edit it. And it's a lot of conversation from April 10 until he felt like he could discard me, which I'm not somebody to be used to be discarded. I am not, because I will not mesmerize myself before anybody. So he wanted his assignment to be edited because it was hogwash assignment. Honestly speaking, even a kindergarten, I would say maybe a kindergarten would be the one to do that kind of assignment. Honestly, the context, the structure, everything was just hogwash. But I never said anything like that, because right now I'm angry and I can say that. I had to edit his assignment for him, 2 assignments within how many days? Maybe 1 or 2 days. Because he brought it at the penultimate hour. So I edited his assignment. It was so bad that I even myself, I wasn't feeling fine, but I had to do it for him. And he said he was going to pay me. Initially, I even said he shouldn't worry, but then I had to request I mean, he had to pay me, and I gladly appreciated him. But it was long. I'd even forgotten when he paid me. When the money came in, I even thought it was somebody that mistakenly paid money into my account. From April, he paid me around August 2020 by proxy. That even makes it confusing. So while he was contacting me, like I said, he always contacted me, and not once did I contact him. He would send me pictures. He would send me, random things, his pictures, his wife picture, his children's picture. That was when I knew that he had sons only. That is boys that he gave birth to, which is none of my business. But I just felt like, if somebody wants to be friendly, that's fine. He's not the first politician I ever knew. And he later on, about is it September 15, he said he wanted me to call him on phone. He said he wanted to see me in person September 24. Now, it's not my first time of meeting a politician in a hotel. That's the honest truth. I'm a Christian. That's the truth. These are the exposures we have. But where the purpose of a thing is unknown, abuse, they say, is inevitable. What is the purpose for me going to the hotel to see a politician? Because in 2011, 2012, if you see a person who did projects, I never went to, I will talk about myself. I went to see politicians very well in hotels. On purpose, official purpose. And yet I can hold my head up high and say nothing bad happened. Because they are all official. Of course, I did go to see them at other places like the Senate building, like their working places, and I did go to see them. But he invited me, and maybe he was expecting something else from me on September 24, 2020. I don't know. But I have nothing like that to offer to him. Later on, I was at work sometime in October 2021. I'd long forgotten about him. He do consistently send me messages again, but I'll just try to be polite and things like that. And so this time around, he contacted me again, and by this time I was far away in Kent, looking for how to eke out a living, how to work, how to sustain myself so that I don't become a prostitute like they make African people be, particularly women. And that's the truth. And I will say that anywhere, because they go come me by. Àṣà nítorí pé a máa jẹ ẹran ká wá pé màálù ń bọ̀dà. And nítorí pé a máa jẹ gungun ká wá pé màálù ń bọ̀dà. It's becoming so nauseating that everywhere you go, you will do training for work and they will still want you to have sex with them. You will go to university and the lecturer will be talking about sex for grades and money for grades. No, I'm not making things up. These are things that happen to me. Whether she's a lesbian or this thing, they just want you to have sex with them. They just want you to have something to do with them. And if you don't, they are going to victimize you, just as I'm being victimized right now. And not even right now, since 2019 till date. But God has never abdicated his throne for anybody. And he will never, not even for the devil. He called me sometime in October, said that is SenatorTokunboAfikuyomi. He called me to do an assignment, his assignment for him. And he said it was going to be due in 2 weeks from that time. And I told him this time around, because I was far away in Kent, I said, sir, how much are you going to pay me? He said, Shebi is the one. Because by then I was ready to collect money because I was busy working because Ishawa mi gbọ́dọ̀ tó mi jẹ. I've been taught how to work hard. I have been taught how to work hard as a woman. Not to be selling my body around. Because if SenatorTokunboAfikuyomi makes me cry in this video, or as he has been making me cry in person, even though he never cares, he's going to regret it for the rest of his life. Yes, I don't know anybody, I don't have anybody, but I have God. And SenatorTokunboAfikuyomi is not God. He's not even rich like God. I told him, how much are you going to pay me? And he deceived me. He said, Shebi Awani, and because he's an elder. I left Kent, all the way from Kent, and I went to Hartfield to do the assignment for him. And like I said, I gave the hint some time ago. I said a Malarian girl was telling me about how senators were messing themselves up in clubs, giving like £5,000 out even to. Listen, I was even telling her that, see, I'm a Christian, and she was claiming she's a Christian, unknowing to me that maybe God was even telling me indirectly that it was not what the sacrifice. He was SenatorTokunboAfikuyomi was not what the sacrifice of me leaving my job to do the assignment. Funny enough, there were other people who normally ask me to do the assignment. It's either I delegate it to third parties, or I tell them I can only edit your work for you. This time around, he never did anything at all. He never did any assignment. I was the one that started the assignment. I did the assignment from beginning to the ending, wrote his name, his surname, his matriculation number, everything, sent it to him. So because he claimed, initially he said it was outdated. In fact, his lines are so confusing that I don't even know what, it's confusing. I should have made this video since, for months. Even today, I should have made it since morning, but it's just so confusing how he lies. I don't know what else is going to bring up to lie. So he would lie that he was not, he has lied that he was not in the session. I mean, he was not registered in the session. He would lie that he never gave me assignments. He would lie that he never paid me by proxy. He would lie that, in fact, it doesn't even make sense. On the long run, when I saw him in person on July 31st this year, he was claiming that he had a C in it. Me that I'm a lawyer, me that I'm a practicing lawyer, and I don't care who is drops in right now because I'm so angry. Me that I'm a practicing lawyer, have I not had a C before in my course, in a legal course? Even in non-legal courses, I've carried over GNS course before. And even though I had a first class in that wicked, traumatizing university where I did my second master's in this United Kingdom, I still had a C in it. I still had a C in it. I still had a C in it. So because I did an assignment and he had a C in it, it means that he would just lie that I never did the assignment, or that he never... I don't even understand. So when he asked me to do the assignment, I traveled all the way, and I wasn't feeling fine. And that was the same time I was having cancer in my breast, and I've done video about that before. And even though he got to know about this, I told him in person on July 31st. He was one that requested for the meeting, for you to know how deceptive. I told him in person, and yet this man had no modicum of empathy in him. No atom of empathy in him, just to even pay me my money. I was weeping in his presence, telling him how hard things are for me financially, how I've not been working. He was still telling me that is none of his business. He was telling me in presence. He was so scared of me even recording him. He and his minions. That's the man that asked me to add him into the WhatsApp group. Was one that told me that SenatorTokunboAfikuyomi wants to see me in person. I requested for my money from this man. He only paid me a money less than what I'm worth. Even the transport fare from Kent to Hartfield was quite a lot. It was like over 77 miles. So how much is the transport fare? How much is the work I work? You paid me £300 as a den. £300 is not even, assuming I didn't even travel, it's not even worth the assignment itself. Least to mention that I even traveled. And I asked him before traveling that, even when he requested for the assignment, I said, how much are you willing to pay? So that I would know if it's worth it. And you deceived me, misrepresented yourself. Now, let me give just a little hint about my experiences with politicians so that it doesn't look as if this man that is looking for this thing, because I'm not a cloud chaser. I'm not. I've had experience during my NYSC days. You know, you have to just relate with politicians, but we are not told to to contact people that we know, because some people can use that to contact their own rich families and things like that to do projects. So there are rules as to who to contact. I related with politicians, and I never for once begged them for money. I was facilitating projects. facilitating projects. There were instances where some foreigners, in fact, the first man that did projects for me, that was a Lebanese man in charge of a construction company. After he had graded a road for me, there was a time he told me we should meet up at another venue. I had to, call his bluff off in a polite way, though. I was telling him, is that place London also? And if it's London, is it heaven? Is it eternal life? That was the end of the project. Go back, of that particular project with that man. Go back, Odija. I can't work so hard to get a qualification and somebody will still ask for my body to have sex with me, whether directly or indirectly, in order to be able to fulfill some conditions. This doesn't make sense. You can't ask me to give you my body. After I've worked so hard, I cannot read for an exam and you still want to have sex with me. I cannot train myself to be a fashion designer and you still want to have sex with me in order for me to sew clothes for you. It doesn't make sense. So I kept on contacting people in order for them to speak with this man for me so that I'll be able to get my money from him. Finally, I remember that I got to know this man through somebody. So I contacted the man that asked me to add him to the WhatsApp group. His name is Mr. Yomi Oba in the United Kingdom here. The man now said, oh, I should have contacted him since. So suddenly, the man, was it 29th of July? Also, the man said he wants to see me, that SenatorTokunboAfikuyomi wants to see me in person. 29th of July of this year, or about that time. Yeah, they just gave me a very short notice. And I don't have money on me. I've not been working since January of this year. And that's another kettle of fish. The HMRC is owing me the £700 of 2022 that a foreigner, an Italian guy, and in connivance with one person bearing the surname of a politician in this United Kingdom, Patel. I have to say people's name because I'm tired of all of this madness in the United Kingdom. It doesn't make sense. The person managing the house was one Patel. My £700 is still with them till now. The courts will not do anything. These Caucasian judges don't do nothing. They would rather lie against one as if an African. My £700 is still there. About £2,000 is still with HMRC. My money is everywhere. I don't have a father to give me money. Even if we're alive, I don't have somebody to give me money. I'm a Christian. I don't want to disobey God. Not because it's not easy to disobey God, but I know the consequences. And even if God will forgive me, what about the physical consequences? I don't even have that body to mess around with. This body is not my own. Honestly speaking, I've been given new lease of life multiple times. I told you about the chemical attacks. And even without the chemical attacks, I know what I've been through. I know what I've been through in life. I've been given new leases of life every time. Every time. So I don't have that body to mess up with. It's not mine. Mr. Yomi Oba asked me to see them in person urgently. I said, I don't have the money. I don't have the financial wherewithal to meet you guys in person. Can you just pay me the money so that I'll just stop contacting you guys? He said he insisted on meeting me in person, so he gave a location. When he gave the location, where is this thing? So when he gave the location at Nando's at St. Pancras International Station, I had to buy £20. Also, I'm not collecting salary from Nigeria since 2022. So it doesn't look as if this thing. So if you want to factor, if you want to understand, you just put yourself in my shoes. I've not been collecting salary since 2022. So it's not like I'm getting money anywhere. Sorry. And I told him I don't have the money. He insisted I should come and say that, don't you want this matter to be resolved? And this is the second time I'm being deceived under the pretext of people should come and resolve disputes. That was how somebody did on January 15. A Yoruba girl, her name is Oluwadamilare, pretending that she wants to apologize for the wrong she did to me in 2022, only for her to steal my head warmer at -3 degrees. But no wicked shall go unpunished, as the Lord God Almighty lives. No wicked shall go unpunished. I bought £20 from the limited cash I had, and I still had to travel all the way. Monora, Monowo, London. I traveled all the way to St. Pancras. Mr. TokunboAfikuyomi changed the venue to King Cross station. They are close to themselves though. So he said we should meet at one Leon Cafe. We found him sitting down there. And I curtsied, I greeted, I begged, gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọlúwàbí Yorùbá. I curtsied to greet him. Mo kúnlẹ̀, mo kí wọn ni. And when we were there, Mr. Yomi Oba started with one ridiculous statement that if I had begged money from Senator TokunboAfikuyomi, he would have given me thousands of pounds. So that means what that malaria girl told me about is just definitely true. Why does Senator TokunboAfikuyomi wants me to beg him for money? After working for him, and he has refused to pay me since 2021. He actually underpaid me, which I repatriated the money back to his account. Yes. Because I know the sacrifices I did for that man to be able to do his assignment for him, not plagiarized. There was no plagiarism in it. So why will I ask him to? Why will I beg him for money? When he has not even paid me for the one I've worked for. He has not even paid me for the one I worked for. It's not after he has paid me for the one I worked for that I can now think that, oh, maybe this man is a noble man. Let me beg him for money. Maybe he will give me. Excuse me, please. Even though I'm not a person easily given to begging. But I wouldn't shy away if I need somebody's help. Yes. I need financial help, but not from the likes of Senator TokunboAfikuyomi. No. Not from the likes of him, because that's the truth. Is it not those people begging money around that they turn into prostitutes, into aristos? This was the ticket I had to buy. Nobody cares of how I eat or anything like that, how I pay rent or anything like that, how I survive. Sometimes you see the videos I make, sometimes I'll look so unhealthy, sometimes I would have recuperated because I'm trying just to be healthy. Because once there is life, there is hope. But no wicked shall go unpunished, as the Lord God Almighty lives. Whether they are Caucasians, Nigerians, Yorubas, or anybody, no wicked shall go unpunished. Why does Senator TokunboAfikuyomi wants me to beg him for money? When I don't beg politicians for money, when I was doing my projects. When I was carrying out projects, I don't beg senators and politicians for money. They were only friendly to me because they saw the commitment I gave into my projects. These are same politicians that till day, if I call their phone number, they will pick. There was a time I had to call the deputy governor of Kogi State. Long after I finished serving, he picked up my call immediately. He was the serving deputy governor. Simon Achuba, go and check. Mi ò bára mi jẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ any politician. Mi ò bára mi jẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ any politician. But Senator TokunboAfikuyomi ó fọwọ́ gún mi lójú. I called deputy governor while he was a sitting deputy governor in the presence of his kinsmen. While I was in Abuja, he picked up my call because I never messed up with that man. And not that he even gave me money when I was there. The maximum he gave me, I think, was 5,000 for my project. 5,000 naira. There were other politicians I got to meet then. At least I did my holiday. One invited me for Christmas holiday while I was still serving there. I did my Christmas holiday with his wife, children, and with him. There was no issue. Mentally, fiscally, financially, no. That's Honorable area Ukubule. He himself and his daughter, they are my Facebook friends here. Mi ò bale jẹ́, mi ò bára mi jẹ́. And I'm not trying to justify myself, but because I got to walla, I got to feel like shiro. That is why I also can go about prostituting myself. It's not easy to stand alone and say I want to be upright. It's not easy. And yet some men want to frustrate you and make you a prostitute. man's house because he invited me. Say you can't stay alone in that village to be doing holiday. Even though where he invited me to is a village, but at least his family were around. They were coming to the village to do holidays. I was there with all of them. Nothing bad happened. It was these same villagers that informed me when MTN had to install the mask I was applying for, because by then I had already finished, but we had not yet been awarded then. When I went there to commission something, or to not really commission because it's not my own investment, it's my application though, my facilitation, but not, when I got there, I did my stay in an honorable's house, and a sitting honorable's house with his children, with his family, no issues, not one issue till date. And I'm still in talks with all these people. They call me. If I don't call, if they don't speak with me for some time, they will say I've abandoned them. That is the same cordial relationship. There was one Senator Idoko. He told me he was going to help me. Even though he did not help me, I'm not complaining. But he never messed up with me. He never did this thing that SenatorTokunboAfikuyomi is doing to me. I went to see Senator Idoko in the Senate building. I went to his workplaces also. At least I think I went to the Senate building maybe twice. Then his work maybe once or twice or there. But I can't remember, because then I would travel a lot. There was a day, the last time I went to see Senator Idoko, by the time I finished my project, to give him a feedback, because then I had finished my project and I was like just going to give him a feedback that, even though, not really telling him, even though he did not help me, but just to give him a feedback, because these are part of people I sought to help me when I was doing the project. Excuse me, please. As I was exiting the place, I met one of my colleagues who was, who we finished law school together. She asked me to come, and that was 2012, to come and see the Deputy Senate President, because the evidence of my project was with me. I even wrote a book. We were going back, because I had exited the Senate building. We were going back into the Senate building. My spirit just did not go again. And whoever is hearing will know who the Deputy Senate President was. But whether in hindsight now, whether it's a Thanksgiving I'll be doing or not, I don't even care, because then I just did not feel like going there. This might have been better for me by now, or maybe it would have been this thing that Senator TokunboAfikuyomi is doing to me that would have been done. Just to be able to frustrate one's Christian faith, because it's plus or minus. Is that good or bad? It can't be in between. I went to see, Mr. Yomi Oba said I must come and see Senator TokunboAfikuyomi, that he wants to resolve, so to say, amicably. July 31, I went to London, bought pounds to go and see these two people. And I started speaking Yoruba. By the time Senator TokunboAfikuyomi started talking, he started speaking English. So everybody knew what we were there for. So me too, I started speaking English, only for Senator TokunboAfikuyomi to be complaining. While I was saying that I did holiday, just like you listen to me now, that I said I did holiday in people's house back 2012. Do you know Mr. Yomi Oba, Mr. TokunboAfikuyomi's minions was telling me that I can do holiday in TokunboAfikuyomi's house, a man that is living alone? Do I look like a kid that will be doing holiday at TokunboAfikuyomi's place? Because me, I don't know how people don't use their gumption in order to be able to think before talking to people. Assuming I'm even 120-year-old girl, is that how we would tell a female that go and do holiday in a man's place? That was what he told me. They were so scared of being recorded. So scared, literally looking into my phone saying, I hope you're not recording. And I was like, it doesn't take me anything to even record you guys. If I'm recording, you won't know. And I meant it. I'm recording Caucasian and said they don't know. Least to mention Nigerians, Yorubas. But when I trust people, they just mess up this trust. All I'm asking is that PresidentBolaAhmedTinubu, tori oruko yin lo fi bread ko mi lo mi obeje. Ẹ bá mi bá Senator Tokunbo Afikuyomi sọ̀rọ̀ pé kó fún mi ní owó mi. He should pay me my money. He's now asking that I should beg him for money. Why will I beg him for money? The people that are assaulting me in the university I went, for my second master's year, they also want sex. They also took my picture naked while I'm in the toilet in my own rented apartment. In fact, it doesn't even make sense if I have to give you the analogy. A grown-ass man, Caucasian, kneeling down somewhere on the decking of elementary school children's school and pointing his phone at the window of the toilet to my apartment. Unknowing to me, I went to that place to go and urinate. To the toilet to urinate. So when I stood up, I was dressing up. I found out that a Caucasian man, was there with his phone. So those are the set of people that men in this country are telling me that I should have succumbed to. Does that make sense? In fact, I don't even know what to say because this thing does not even just make sense. I'll do training to work and they will still be requesting for sexual escapades at the same work in this United Kingdom. Is that not a form of begging? If you are telling me that after I've done training to do a work, maybe healthcare work or mental health care work, you still want me to sleep with a man or a woman just to be able to stay on the job? And if I don't do that sexual satisfaction for you, I am being sacked from the work. That is the experience since 2020, 2021 till date. Till date, that is the experience. That is what, in fact, it's on the radar now. It's everywhere. And they are trying to frustrate my life. The same establishment, the same deep state that wants me they don't want me to leave this country. They pretend that they don't on paper, they pretend as if they don't want me here. But in real time, they want me here for, I don't know what demonic, satanic reason. And that is why they started doing all of these sexual attacks against me. And not just the sexual attack, now it's the chemical attacks. Because maybe they thought I wasn't going to fight back. Maybe they thought I'm not going to sue. Because I don't know why a policeman will come and arrest me from my bed in the middle of the night while I'm still mourning the death of my father in less than a month. Arrest me from my room and take me and lock me up for just being a woman, just being a black African woman. A brown skin woman, because my headband is black but not my skin. I don't know why a Caucasian police will have to do that. Because they ought to investigate a crime before arrest. So please, I prepared a lot of things here. In fact, I was just so confused as to what to even say. So now, Senator Tokunbo Afikuyomi is telling me to be begging. For instance, now the federal government is supposed to pay for my PhD scholarship. Is Senator Tokunbo Afikuyomi asking me to go and be begging politicians and begging top politicians in order to be able to get my PhD funds or to sleep with them? I've met even PresidentBolaAhmedTinubu in a meeting, Akme Road, 2014. It was not this bad. Even Governor Fashola was waving at me while I was on the queue, and I'm not making things up. I'm not making things up. It was when he saw me, he started waving at me. He was seated at the back of the Coastal bus. 2014. He was not the governor then. Please, Senator Tokunbo Afikuyomi, and Senator Tokunbo Afikuyomi, whoever knows Senator Tokunbo Afikuyomi should tell him to pay me my money. I worked hard for the intellectual work. It's not justiciable because it's your academic work. And you know that. That was what the trap you used. Because you know it's not justiciable. Because if it were, you know I would have taken you to court. It doesn't take me long to sue people. It doesn't. And that's why I'm thankful to God for the exposure he has given to me. Just pay me my money. On moral grounds. Pay me my money, Senator Tokunbo Afikuyomi. I've met former Attorney General of Lagos State before in person. Adeikpaye, he never won Shebai now. They did not do all this nonsense that Senator Tokunbo Afikuyomi is doing. I need my money. I need to pay my bills. I need to eat. I need to be healthy. I don't want to be sleeping around. I don't want to be defrauding people. I told these people that I don't have money. I don't have money to feed. I don't have parents to give me money. I don't have job. Because the Home Office of the United Kingdom has forbidden me from working. And the same, I'm appealing against it, and yet they are still insisting. And these are the same people that are doing the wrong thing. The state and the establishment and the deep state. They are still the one affecting my rights to even to be able to work. They are the ones forbidding me from working. They are the ones assaulting me. They are the ones turning the wheels of justice around. They are the ones manipulating the judiciary. They are the ones cooking up lies against me right from the judiciary, right from the bench. How can a judge be telling me that I said peace and poppycock to another male judge when I don't even know what that is? While I was begging Senator TokunboAfikuyomi for my money, and I was telling him, see, I don't have work to do and blah, blah, and I was crying. He was saying that's none of his business. The next thing he said that I can be richer than him in the future. At that moment, I had only eaten once that day. It was evening time. I was so tired that I had to stand up there. What is the meaning of all this? What are you people saying? Are you saying you're not going to pay me my money? Till now, even my transport fare that I used for that day, these people, both Mr. Yomi Oba and Senator TokunboAfikuyomi, they said they were going to pay me the money. They did not pay me till date. The coke that he said he wanted to give me, is it not better for him to have said that I should buy coke with my money rather than making me buy pounds for 20 pounds worth at over 2,000 pounds worth of pounds to go there? And if I had bought Coca-Cola on my own and drank it in the confines of my own apartment, and he had paid me my money, or so to say, or even if he did not pay me my money, at least I would not have wasted an additional 20 pounds. Please, I would like to use this opportunity to plead with PresidentBolaAhmedTinubu to prevail on Senator TokunboAfikuyomi to pay me my money, because this is what the elites, the politicians, the pastors, this is what they do to average citizens, average Nigerians. My PhD scholarship is still outstanding. The funds is still there. Will I have to go and be sleeping with politicians in order to get my funds? We work hard. It's the children of the elite that they are releasing these monies to. It's the children of the elite, the children of the rich, the children of politicians, the children of pastors. They are the ones getting these monies. They are the ones getting the scholarship funds. While we that worked hard for it, I know what I did in order to get this scholarship. I didn't get it on a platter of gold. I worked hard for it. I cooked with dead frog-infested water. I walked on dusty grounds. I entered into holes in order to get water to be able to cook. Please, I'm sorry for all of these outbursts. I ought to go because I'm just so tired of how people can just be so unreasonable. I have tried all my best to I should have done this video for even months. But I've just tried all my best that let me just be patient. Maybe these people will pay me my money. Till now, both the 20 pounds I bought and the original money is owing me. I told him, okay, this is the amount I can afford to do the assignment for you. 500 pounds. Till now, he has not paid me the 500 pounds. He has not paid me the 20 pounds. And most of the time, he's always deceiving me to travel, to come and see him. Somebody I would never have gone to see. If I was at the Senate building and somebody said we should go and see the deputy Senate president, and it's not cost me any money, I didn't go and see the man. I turned back. I said, I'm no more going. How much more paying money to go and see one Senator TokunboAfikuyomi who is not a sitting senator? Who is not a sitting senator? And this is how these Lagos politicians, and I'm a Lagosian and I'm a registered APC member. I'm a registered APC member, so check your database very well. Even though it's been long, but even at that, you guys are just not worth it. It's not worth it at all. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Please, and more Senator TokunboAfikuyomi should please help me prevail upon him to pay me my money. He's owing me both the 20 pounds for my transport fare and the money for the assignment, which and I'm going to be uploading the evidence here. Thank you. And I'm also pleading on PresidentBolaAhmedTinubu to help me prevail upon Senator TokunboAfikuyomi. The charts are here. When he sent me graphics about the president as at then, 2020. And we talked in person, and the chats are there that I was even saying I've met the president before, as a then, at Markman Road. Please, mo ben bebe ni mi o shako. because my PhD scholarship is still there. And definitely, I'm not going to invest it in the land of my afflictions. Definitely not. Definitely not. Please, I'm begging once again. Whoever knows Senator TokunboAfikuyomi should please tell him to pay me my money for the assignment I did for him. And should pay me my transport fare also. And I'm begging on PresidentBolaAhmedTinubu to prevail upon Senator TokunboAfikuyomi, because it was on this on that platform that I was using to be able to gain my attention. Because he knows if he's not academic, I don't have any business with him. And if he had paid me my money, I wouldn't even be contacting him. I wouldn't even contact him again. Thank you.